What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I want to talk about Clan Wars, and whether or not this Clan Wars system is ruining Call of Duty. Everything I share in this video will be from my perspective and my opinions, and I hope it opens up a healthy discussion in the comment section below. Let's get into it. Alright, so I'm going to answer the question right up front here. Are Clan Wars ruining Call of Duty? For some people, yes they are. And for others, other people absolutely love Clan Wars, and that's great for those people. But as a solo player, I am primarily a solo player, and this is how I enjoy playing the game. It does sort of ruin it for me. Now don't get me wrong, I like partying up with subscribers every now and then, but it's not my preferred way to play Call of Duty. Over the past few years that I've been playing Call of Duty, actually more than a few years, several years that I've been playing Call of Duty, I've been primarily a solo player, and it's one of the reasons I enjoy Call of Duty so much. I love being able to just jump on whenever I want, I don't have to organize my playtime around other people, and I love being that one guy on a team that stands out and makes the difference between the win or the loss in the game. Now Clan Wars, for those that don't know exactly what they are, they're events that happen every couple of weeks, and these events strongly encourage clans to party up and win as many games as possible in different game modes in a given period of time. This takes place in regular public matches, and most of the time it ends up being a party of 3 to 6 organized players playing against a team of completely random and disorganized solo players. It's relatively rare to see two clans actually go head to head because it's all about securing as many wins as possible in that short period of time that you have, and most of the clans that I see will leave and attempt to find an easy lobby at the first sign of a challenge. So this means, more often than not as a solo player during these Clan Wars, it becomes me and a bunch of random players that, let's just say, don't really know what they're doing or they just don't care, against a full party of organized guys that are completely focused on the win. Now, I'm not implying that it's a bad thing to be organized or focused on winning. I just want to point out that these teams are so incredibly unbalanced that the outcome of the game is almost always decided before the map even loads. Adding to the frustration of the solo players, most games that I play during Clan Wars result in multiple teammates leaving, so it'll end up being a clan of 6 players versus 3 or 4 random players. These games aren't a display of skill by any means. It just becomes one team completely stomping over the few enemies that decide not to leave and try to stick it out. Now I want to stress here that I do not blame any of the clans for this by any means. This is how the game encourages them to play. So if you are in a clan that participates in Clan Wars, I'm not hating on you at all with this commentary. I just feel like overall it's a flawed system that alienates solo or casual players that have no interest in partying up. So a lot of you guys are probably thinking, why don't you find players to play with or just join a clan yourself? Like I said at the beginning, I don't enjoy playing in large parties very often because I don't find it fun to stomp all over a bunch of random players and fight my teammates for kills all game, knowing that we're going to win without a doubt. I like playing in games where the outcome of the game isn't decided before the game starts. I want a challenging yet realistically fair game where either team could win it. With Clan Wars, it seems like you're either on the side that absolutely dominates, which I don't really find to be very rewarding, or you're on the other side that gets dominated and has no real chance of winning, which obviously isn't very fun either. So what about the argument that parties always existed in Call of Duty, so this is nothing new? Well, yes, this is true, parties always have existed in Call of Duty. It was a lot less frequent to run into them. In previous titles, when I ran into a party, I saw it as a welcome challenge that I didn't get very often. I didn't mind the odd game where I had to try and carry a team or maybe rally up a couple of my random teammates to try and shut down a party and win when the odds were clearly against us. This was fun because it was a relatively unique challenge that we didn't see too often. During this last Clan War in Ghosts, I did a really quick study one night and decided to jot down how often I would run into clans. I joined 9 different lobbies over the course of that night playing Domination because this is my preferred game type. Of those 9 lobbies, 7 were against a party of 3 or more people in the same clan. It was more often 4 or 5 people that were in the same clan. One of those lobbies had 2 clanmates together, and luckily in that game I actually ended up on the team with 2 clanmates, so we just absolutely dominated. And then one of those lobbies, it appeared to have no clans, although it is kind of hard to tell because they could have been in party chat, and just not had clan tags on, but overall the game seemed to be quite fair that game. It didn't seem like one side had a significant advantage, so I don't think there were any parties in there. So as you can see, clans are practically unavoidable during Clan Wars, especially if you want to play an objective team-based game mode, which is what I enjoy playing. Now I know 9 lobbies isn't a huge sample size, but I'm sure if you were to do this testing yourself as a solo player during Clan Wars, you would definitely see similar results. So this makes playing these team-based game modes during Clan Wars as a solo player a very unenjoyable experience. It's at the point now where I decided I'm not going to play Ghosts during Clan Wars, which really sucks because I do want to play the game. I just want to be able to enjoy myself as a solo player. Now there's still one more common argument that I want to cover, and that is, why don't you just go and play free-for-all? Well, it's actually pretty simple. I don't enjoy playing free-for-all unless I'm going for some weird challenge. I find free-for-all to be very one-dimensional. It's all about listening for footsteps and then killing anything that moves. I simply prefer the complexity of team-based objective game modes, and I want the ability to play these modes against relatively evenly matched teams. This is why I really want mercenary game modes to return. In previous Call of Duty games, whenever I played mercenary, it always seemed to divide the teams up in a very fair way. In Black Ops 2 Mercenary, for instance, it was often me and one other really strong player in a lobby with a bunch of average to below average players, and whenever this was the case, the game would almost always split the top 2 players up in the lobby, and then the rest of the players would also be equally divided amongst the teams. I loved this because it turned into a game of which one of us Titans can carry their team to victory. These games almost always seemed to be really balanced, and oftentimes they were extremely close and exciting games. I'd be willing to bet a mercenary playlist in Ghosts would be extremely popular, especially during the Clan Wars. So overall, I don't really have a problem with clans themselves, and I do like that the game does encourage people to form clans and play together. It's really creating a nice social aspect to the game. What I don't like is that these clans are encouraged to stomp on helpless randoms throughout the entire duration of Clan Wars. It's not a representation of skill by any means in my opinion, and I feel Clan Wars should be putting clans up against other skill-matched clans, or at least encouraging this type of play. So perhaps have a Clan Wars playlist where you have to have at least a party of 4 people that are in the same clan, and it puts you up against other clans, and wins in this mode are worth way more than wins in a regular public match. So if you really want to be competitive, then you do have to play in this game mode or this playlist with other clans. I feel like that would reward people that are a lot more skilled as a clan, and it would take some of the stress away from us solo players that are constantly running into clans during Clan Wars. At the very least, I feel like Ghosts needs to be implementing a mercenary playlist of some kind. Us solo players need a place to be able to go when the game is being completely overrun with clans during Clan Wars. In Black Ops 2, this time last year, I had almost double the playtime that I have now in Ghosts, and this is almost entirely due to Clan Wars. I really want to play this game, and I want to play it the way I've always been able to play Call of Duty, as a solo player. Clan Wars are really alienating the guys like me that don't want to schedule our playtime around other players, and we don't want to stomp all over randoms for hours on end. What happened to the Call of Duty that I could just pick up and play at any time of the day or month and still have an enjoyable experience? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, whether you agree or disagree with me. I'd like to see some perspective from both sides of the issue. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys next time.